Portland's population is expected to grow rapidly over the next 20 years. We have to be able to absorb this growth in ways that meet the livability needs of our community. The city adopted a new policy in our transportation system plan to prioritize walking first, before all other modes of transportation in our system.
PedPDX is Portland's citywide pedestrian plan. It will prioritize sidewalks, crossings, and other investments to make walking safer and more comfortable across the city.
We have a committee of 25 dedicated, diverse, passionate community members. They're amazing, and we couldn't do this without them. Because a person's walking experience in Portland varies greatly depending on one's area of the city and physical ability, our PedPDX Community Advisory Committee members were intentionally selected for their demographic and geographic diversity, as well as their passion for making Portland better for everyone. Some areas of Portland have beautiful pedestrian infrastructure, and some areas have very few sidewalks or safe crossings at all. We partnered with the University of Oregon School of Journalism and Communication to elevate the range and diversity of needs that people have when it comes to walking in Portland. Their work included the stories of 8 different Portlanders in a video series called Pedestrian Stories.
What I found exciting for this collaboration with the Portland Bureau of Transportation was this opportunity for students to tell the stories with community members rather than simply for community members.
There maybe satisfying teaching around what we see.
Out of all the ways we get around in Portland, people walking are at the greatest risk. Pedestrians make up nearly 1/3 of all traffic-related deaths.
In October of 2013, my son Joe was hit by a car in a marked crosswalk. He was crossing the street in order to catch a bus, and Joe died the next day.
Vision Zero is Portland's goal to eliminate traffic death and serious injuries on Portland streets.
I'm very excited that PedPDX exists, and also that they're including community members to provide feedback for the plans they make, and they seem very interested in what's important to everybody.
PedPDX is helping to identify the locations where our resources will be able to make the most impact based on our community priorities. Given the enormous amount of need across the city, we want to make sure that we're directing our limited resources to locations with the greatest need first. To better understand the community's priorities, we asked Portlanders to tell us for themselves the most critical barriers to walking and the places that are most important to improve for walking in Portland. The feedback from our Walking Priorities Survey directly informs the PedPDX prioritization. Our online survey was open all summer long in 2017, and between that and our in-person outreach efforts, we heard from over 5,400 people from all over the city in 5 languages. However, in analyzing our survey results, we realized that we did not hear from all segments of Portland's population.
In order to engage the Black community, we partnered with 3 organizations, the Portland African American Leadership Forum, the Black Parent Initiative, and our Go Africa House, to host 2 focus groups where we could both bring forward to them and hear responses on the survey that we did citywide. But what we wanted to also understand is what is the experience that these individuals and these community members are having in the right-of-way. A lot of the conversation that we had and the stories that were elevated were around the interactions that they were having with other people. It was everything from what they perceived to be race-based interactions, hate speech, behavior that was specific to their Black experience in Portland. And so what this is doing is positioning us to have a deeper level of consciousness in the planning that we're doing across the Bureau, but also forcing us to address some of these issues. Our goal is to get people out of their cars. Our goal is to have more people walking, more people using transit and other, transportation options. But we know that this type of an experience for these members of the community is really shaping their perceptions of safety, and we want to address that.
We directly incorporated the feedback we heard in our Walking While Black focus groups into the PedPDX Toolbox. The Toolbox identifies the key strategies and tools we will use to make walking safer and more comfortable for everyone.
In recognition of the unique needs of Portlanders with disabilities, we also worked with one of our PedPDX Community Advisory Committee members to organize a workshop for people with disabilities. Participants with a range of disabilities met to brainstorm solutions to make our sidewalks and crossings more accessible for everyone. Many of these ideas are directly incorporated into the PedPDX Toolbox.
In addition to the prioritization framework and toolbox, PedPDX also includes new pedestrian street classifications across the city that reflect the demand-based priorities we heard in our Walking Priorities survey. We engaged each of the city's 7 district coalitions to carefully review and help refine the proposed pedestrian classification maps, drawing from participants' knowledge of their neighborhood districts. The pedestrian classifications included in the public review draft of PedPDX reflect the refinements provided by the district coalitions.